Hello again, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of the You Are College Bound Show. If you are tuning in live, please drop your name in the chat. We want to know who's watching. Are you a current student, alum, staff member, partner, or a friend? Whoever you are, wherever you are, thank you for joining us today for a series of special announcements. If there are any questions, please feel free to call or text our Google Voice number at 585 301 4488 or email us at youareupwardbounds@gmail.com. Ooh, excuse me. My name is Kevon Henry, and the last time I hosted this show, my title, my role in the Current Center was a bit different. Many of you know Anthony Plonzinski Figueroa left the center in February of last year, and then COVID hit. Fast forward to September or October, and his vacant position was finally posted. I'm happy to say your girl shot her shot and landed a new position as the Director of Grants for the entire Kern Center. I am still responsible for helping to guide the initiatives and programming for pre-college students. So that includes Upward Bound Math Science, and Talent Search. And now I am helping to guide all initiatives and programming for our college students as well. I'm not leaving, friends, simply stepping aside to open the door for another awesome college access practitioner to take the reins. I would like to first say thank you to all of you for trusting me with that responsibility for the last 5 years. And I promise to take all that you have given me, the headaches, the laughs, the tears, the lessons, all of it, to this next chapter of my professional journey. As I step aside, I am happy to share that Jerry Ann Cadet, whom some of you already know, is now the new Assistant Director for Pre-College Programs. Please allow her to introduce herself. Jerry Ann, welcome back, fam. Guess what? You're up next. Thank you, everyone.
Hey everyone, hoping all of you can hear me. To those of you who I met or have known from before, it's great to hear from you and to know that you're still keeping up with Upward Bound and with all of the great things that it brings. To those of you who are brand new to me and who I am brand new to, I just wanted to say hello. My name is Jerry Ann once again. Some people call me Jerry. I actually used to work here a long time ago. Back in 2013, I came to Rochester, New York, looking to see how I could get into direct service. I understood that education was extremely important to me and that it had changed the entire trajectory of my life. So, as a college graduate, I knew when I said I wanted to help people that I was specifically talking about people like myself, people who had been first generation college students and whom were striving for the American dream, whom were striving for their own dreams, new dreams that they had never shared, and perhaps who were out like myself, trying to make their families proud, make their friends proud, and believe in themselves. So I came here as an AmeriCorps member, worked my way up to run the College Prep Center at East High School. I loved my time at East High. It was amazing. And after a year at East High School, I really became interested in teaching math. I wanted to teach students that even the hardest and most challenging math classes could be conquered, not just your basic math. I wanted to see students strive for higher ed. So I decided to become a high school math teacher. I've been doing that for the past 5 years, along with starting a family, getting married, and moving into a house here in Rochester. Now I'm here home and back at a place that I've always called home, which is the Kern Center. So it's really great to be here. My return is something that I have been looking forward to. But we have a few things that we need to discuss. And one of the things that's occurring is going to be a major change in our Upward Bound staffing. Right now, although we would not wish for this to occur, we are going to have to say goodbye to one of our beloved advisors. So I'd like to invite Brady on now to talk and share a little bit about his departure and also to say to him, thank you. Brady, welcome and thank you so much for joining us. Brady, I wanted to give you some time to speak to all of the students, and I know you definitely wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and let you take the floor.
Well, thank you, Jerry Ann. And welcome back. It's great to have you back on the team, Jerry Ann. I remember, and some of the people who I think are viewing today remember when Jerry Ann worked with us the first time around, and we are very fortunate, very lucky that she's back with the team and steering the ship now. It's going to be great having Jerry Ann as our Assistant Director for Pre-College Programs. And for all our Upward Bound and Talent Search students who do not yet know Jerry Ann, you're in for a treat. You will get to know her, and she's going to be great. That's really the good news of the day, along with Kevon. My news is more on the sad side, and I've already spoken to a number of students, some parents, some alumni have already heard this, but some of you may not know until now, but I'm sorry to say that this is my final time appearing on the UR College Bound show. This is actually my final week working with the Kern Center and our pre-college programs, including Upward Bound and Talent Search. The reason is I am going to be starting a new job next week, and that job is Director of Public Engagement with the Climate Solutions Accelerator of the Genesee Finger Lakes region. Some of you know that climate change is an issue that I'm very passionate about. It's something that is a big issue for my family. My wife is from the Republic of Kiribati, and we have a lot of friends and family living there. And because of climate change and the rising ocean, their islands in the Pacific Ocean are at risk of being uninhabitable. So some of you heard my story about that. And because of that, climate change is a very important issue for me and my family. So when an opportunity came up for me to have a big impact on this global issue, but also have an impact right here in Rochester and in our region, I felt like it was something I just could not pass it up. So it's a job I felt like it's a good fit for me. I could be a good fit for it. But at the same time as me looking forward to getting involved in that new job, I am very sad to be leaving my current job. 9 years ago, I got inducted into the Upward Bound family, or adopted, or however you want to say it, joining the Upward Bound and Kern Center family. And it really has become another family to me. For those of you who've been involved for years, you know Upward Bound is a family. And Anthony would always say, when you're Upward Bound for life. So I hope you will still consider me a family member, even if I'm not officially working with the Kern Center and with Upward Bound and Talent Search anymore. But it will always remain close to my heart. And over these last 9 years, I've really learned so much. I've met so many great people that I worked with, other staff, and especially the students. And it's really been a pleasure for me. It's been a privilege to get to call myself your academic advisor and to get to see how much you've learned and grown over the years. And I remember students who were just starting high school when I began with the program. They've now graduated college. Some of them have become colleagues that I work with, and it's been very rewarding for me to see, and I'm just so impressed by all of you. I know you're all going to be successful, do great things, and I'll hope to still be able to watch from a distance as you do all that. I'm still going to be right here in Rochester, so I also will probably end up seeing you around here or there or wherever you may go in our city, I'll still be around. And I wish all the best for all our students and our staff. But like I said, Jerry Ann is on the team, so with her steering the ship, with the great team we have, I know everything's going to work out well. So I do feel comfortable moving on. I know everything's going to work out well for our students and our Upward Bound and Talent Search, and Current Center family. So today, besides just making that announcement, I also wanted to take some time to share a few of my favorite stories, because this is my last time being on the show, so I get a little room to do what I want to do on the show today and talk about what I want to talk about. But for anyone watching, please, if you have a favorite Upward Bound story, I'd ask you to drop that in the chat. If you have any questions you want to ask me or any story you want me to tell or reset, go ahead, put that in the chat. We'll see how much we have time for today. But I have 3 stories that I want to start with, 3 of my favorite Upward Bound stories. So the first one was when we started the annual Upward Bound hike. Now, this was actually Kevon's idea. She said, Brady, we got to do a hike. We got to do an Upward Bound hike. But she turned it over to me to decide where that hike is going to go. So, students, if you know me, you know it's not going to be something, it's not just going to be a little walk around the block. So our first hike, I see Awati here viewing. Awati was on that hike. Who else is here? Maybe some other ones watching who went on that hike. But the first hike was summer of 2017 when we did that St. Lawrence trip to the North Country. I got to say that is my favorite Upward Bound trip, my favorite college trip that we've done. And the last thing we did on the trip after we had left St. Lawrence University, we drove to a mountain in the Adirondacks called Azure Mountain. And we did a hike, which it's only about a half mile. So in terms of the horizontal distance, not that far. But the vertical distance on that hike, it was probably like a half mile horizontally, but maybe another half mile vertically. Like we were walking straight up the hill, and the bugs were pretty bad that day. Even with the bug spray, the bugs were just all over the place. Just you had to keep moving though, so it's kind of good because if you didn't keep moving, the bugs would get you. We kept it moving. Every single student, staff on that bus got out and gave the hike a try. Other than the bus driver, he had to stay on the bus. Not everyone made it to the top, but I was very proud that everyone gave it a try. It was a difficult hike. Like I said, it was very steep. It was like walking straight up the mountain. And it was even hard for me because Arafat, for those who remember, Arafat Watto, he was basically running up the mountain, and I was there trying to keep up. Meanwhile, I had the backpack with all the extra waters, the first aid kit, and all this stuff. And Arafat, he's like, oh yeah, Mr. Brady, I used to do this all the time in Kenya. I'd go up in the mountains and hunt rabbits, and I'd just be running up and down the mountains all the time. I was like, yeah, okay, Arafat. Just make sure you're still within sight. I can't lose any kids. So I was chasing him up the mountain, but we made it. At the top of the mountain, there was this fire lookout tower you could climb up and had a great view looking out over the Adirondacks. And if you see on the screen there, we got a great group picture up there. Jordan Landfair, one of our previous staff members, he was on the trip. Jordan Lindo, current senior, he walked up that mountain wearing socks and slides. I think he took the slides off and was just walking in socks and carrying the slides. But he made it to the top without getting injured. And that was fun. So that was the first annual Upward Bound hike. And in subsequent years, we did the hike in Virginia. We did the hike in Wisconsin. It wasn't quite the same thing because we didn't have a mountain to go up, but those were fun too. And I hope that once it's safe to do so, the Upward Bound hike tradition can continue. But we'll see. So that was the first favorite memory I wanted to mention. Next one, number 2, I'm going all the way back to 2012, my first summer working with Upward Bound. And this was a tradition that had started before me. It was International Day. And on this day, students were asked to bring some type of dish to share, some type of food representing their culture or from whatever part of the world they or their family were from. So it was International Day. And we had 2 big tables full of, there were probably 30 different types of food that people brought. I remember Jameer Blocker brought her family's Jamaican salt fish and ackee recipe. And I brought the old Japanese family sushi recipe, and I believe it was Sa, and I think his family is Vietnamese. He brought this huge basin full of fried spring rolls. There was probably 100 of them in there, and on top of that, there was all this other food. So it's kind of hard to see from the picture, but that was a pretty fun event that we used to do. Maybe it's one that we can bring back one of these days when it's safe to do so. But Upward Bound International Day, another one of my favorites. Last but not least, I'm going to go back to 2014. And that was, I'm going to give Anthony the credit for this idea. Ever since I started working, he would say, sometimes we got to do the Upward Bound Olympics. We got to do Upward Bound Olympics with other teams. And we would say it, but finally 2014, that summer, we're like, all right, we're going to do that. But we did not call it the Olympics. We called it the Western New York Competition of Upward Bound Programs, or the Western New York Cup. So I think just about all of you are familiar with that, because we've continued doing it since then. 7 years now. We won 6 of them. This last year, 2020, we had a non-Western New York team come and take the crown. I don't know if that officially counts, though. It was virtual, so we're still six-time champions, 6 consecutive years champions in the Western New York Cup. But that first year when we hosted it, I remember Kevon, though, the night before, Kevon and I, it was probably past midnight, and we're sitting there on the computer trying to figure out the Jeopardy questions we're going to ask the kids. And we may have gotten a little overzealous with it, but it wasn't just Jeopardy. You could there were different lifelines. We had call a friend, poll the audience, all kinds of different things. But what did we do? There's a three parts to the event, where the first part, there was a quiz that every single student who participated took it, and then we took the team average for that part of the score. The team could get a maximum of 10 points. Competitors were, DUville, Rochester, and Fredonia. So those are the original 3. But 10 points for the first round. Second round, we had the little 4-on-4-on-4 Jeopardy question in Hubble Auditorium, and 10 points possible for that round. And then after that, the final round was athletic. We went over to the Palestra, which is the basketball arena at the University of Rochester, and we had 2 sections. There was a student competition. It was like a basketball relay race where they had to make a layup, a foul shot, and a 3-pointer. I think that year we actually had some ballers in the program. I don't know where they all went, but like Darius Hartzog, I believe, was there. Ahmad was on the team, I think. And so we had fallen behind after the first 2 rounds, but then we started catching up. We got 5 points from that student round, but then it went into the final round, which was a 3-on-3 staff basketball tournament. And basically, if Fredonia won the staff basketball tournament, they would have won the whole thing. If we won it, we would have won the whole thing. It was like 1 or 2 points separating our team. So on our staff team, we had Jordan Landfair, we had Jorge Hernandez, Upward Bound alum, Upward Bound legend, actually. I'll call him what he is, the originator of the Kung Fu Panda story. That's a whole other story. But in the Fredonia team, actually, Alex Williams, now a Brockport ETS assistant director who works at Monroe. Some of you may know him. He was on the Fredonia team. But if you know Alex, you know how big he is. They had another staff member who had about 6 inches and probably 50 to 100 pounds on him, a very, very large person. They were on the team too. Fredonia, they had a formidable team, and it was game point. We were playing pressure defense. They threw the pass to someone on their team under the basket, wide open layup, but they missed. So we got the ball back, and Jordan took it. He scored, and we won it. And then this is what happened after then. So I'm going to show a little video about what the pandemonium that erupted in the Palestra after Jordan Landfair hit that shot. Pay close attention. There's someone you'll see, if you look closely, running up and down the bleachers in the Palestra carrying an umbrella. So we just watch.
Western
another one of my favorite Upward Bound memories. I'm sorry I neglected to mention there was a third member of our 3-on-3 team. I believe it was Katie Forney. Not Katie Forney. Katie Clunan. I'm sorry. We have Katie Forney with us now. Different Katie. Katie Clunan. I think she was a third member on that 3-on-3 team. Definitely a valuable contributor to the team as well. What you saw in that video, the pandemonium that erupted, that was narrated by Dominique Santiago, another Upward Bound alum, former staff member. But the person with the umbrella, in fact, was Jerry-Ann Cadet, running up and down the stands, cheering with the umbrella after we had pulled off the win in crunch time in the fourth quarter. So there you go. 3 of my favorite Upward Bound memories. If you have any Upward Bound memories you want to share, reset, put them in the chat. You got anything else you want to talk about today? We got time. So put any questions or anything you want us to talk about today in the chat, and we will, if it's appropriate, we'll do our best to say something about it.
All right. Is it my turn now? Do I come back? Brady, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me. You can hear me. Now, Brady, you know we are always up to something. And we couldn't send you off without a proper goodbye. So this is not time for Q&A or, sorry to say, guess your favorite Upward Bound memories. Brady, right now, I want you to sit back. Actually, I want you to get off Skype. And I want you to listen to some of the ways that you have changed all of our lives for the better. I, for one, am going to miss you terribly. We started this race together in the summer of 2012 and have grown together since then. Thank you for always entertaining my ideas, no matter how grand, no matter how ridiculous. In fact, I can't believe that I'm the one that suggested a hike when I actually hate hikes. But you put up with my shenanigans. Thank you for always holding me down and lifting me up. Thank you for believing in me when I didn't always believe in myself. Thank you for always doing your job and a whole lot more. From Dewey Hall to Boston to North Country, Wisconsin, New Orleans. We brought that spirit of Meliora with us everywhere. Now I ask you, what will we conquer next? Brady, my homie, my senior academic advisor, my Fergie. See you soon.
Hey Brady, one of your best friends here. Just wanted to say congrats on your new job and I'm wishing you the best. Jordan out.
Brady, congratulations on your new position and best wishes to you as you move on to this next chapter in your life. Thank you for all the work that you have put into making meaningful experiences to students and families of the Rochester City School District, specifically at East High, where I've had the opportunity to be able to partner with you and the pleasure to be able to partner with you. It was nice to welcome an alum back to work with within our school buildings. And thank you for all that you have done and looking forward to seeing what this next chapter in your life brings. Never forget your roots. Go East, go Douglas, go RCSD. Take care, Brady, and best wishes.
Hey, Brady, it's Rachel from AmeriCorps coming to you live from my COVID basement workspace. We are going to miss you so much at Upward Bound. You have brought so much to your students, your staff over there, all of our AmeriCorps members over the years. You literally could not be a sweeter, more kind, patient, even person. I wish you all the best in your new role. I know you're going to do a really great job. I hope we find ways to work together. And I'm sad for Upward Bound and you leaving. I know that it's got to be a really bittersweet moment. So I hope you're able to reflect on all of the really wonderful work that you've done and beautiful energy and heart that you have brought to your students and everyone that you work with. I am going to miss seeing your face, but I guess I've been missing lots of people's faces. for a long time, including my own. I'm like shocked by myself on this video. But yeah, all the best to you, and I hope you have a wonderful new beginning. What a time this is in the world. Wild. But what a better time to have a new beginning. So all the best to you, sending you all my love, and looking forward to connecting in new ways. Take good care. Bye.
Hey, B-Ferg, congratulations on the new job. I wish you all the best. You've done incredible things for the students of the city of Rochester and beyond. So wherever you go, I'm sure you do great things there as well. So yeah, good luck with all that you're doing. And I'll probably try to eat more vegetables or something. Or bike more or something like that. Yeah, shout out to you, B-Ferg. And best of luck with all that awaits you.
Yo, what's up, Brady? It's Clarence here. I was like, congratulations and best of luck to you. I remember when you first came in, when I was just a sophomore in high school, up until now, we've had great chemistry working together. We've done everything together throughout these past summers, and they've been working just behind the scenes. So I want to say thank you for that. Thank you for many life lessons, basketball talks, everything, from being picked up and everything. So hope to see you again. And like I said, best of luck. Deuce.
Congratulations, Brady, on your new beginnings. It is so well deserved. Thank you for the commitment that you've had to our students, for keeping in contact with your allies and local colleges to make sure that your students were transitioning well and exceeding. You are an exceptional gentleman, and I know you're going to do great on your new beginnings. Congratulations again. Take care.
Hello, Upward Bound friends. The planet is very interconnected right about now, and I think that's the reason Brady's leaving Upward Bound. This interconnectedness means we need fewer enemies and fewer strangers. One way to do that is to make them all friends. I think Brady's up to the job.
Alright, Brady, I prepared a little something to say about you. So, here we go. What to say about Brady Ferguson. All fun, wonderful, and crazy interesting things. Brady, your unique qualities and quirks frequently find their way into conversation between any two people that know you. A good Brady Ferguson story is always a fun conversation starter and a great icebreaker, coming up with theories for his superhuman powers. Brady, I can't even put into words how grateful and blessed I am to have worked alongside you, as you have taught me to be a better advisor and person. My first significant memory of you is when I was an AmeriCorps member, and Anthony, Kavan, Jerry Ann, Athalia, and you, Brady, pulled all the AmeriCorps members away individually to interview us to see what school site we were most interested in working at. Me, as a naive and even more nervous recent college grad, stated that I prefer to work with one of the girls. Brady, being the only male advisor, I didn't mean this in any way towards Brady, but that the sites that I was interested in working at during the time were East, Monroe, or Vanguard, and Brady was at Wilson. I remember Anthony's response, pointing out that what I said could be interpreted as me saying that I specifically don't want to work with you, Brady, when that was not the case. I remember that night going home and feeling terrible, as though I had hurt your feelings so bad. I remember just burying myself in tears. 7 years later, Brady has been my go-to trusted staff member, always taking the brunt of my frustrations, but also always there to be understanding and talk me through the hard times and provide me with advice that sometimes took me a while to decode, but always made sense eventually. Brady, wherever you go in life, you will make a difference and impact on the people you are with. You and your crazy ideas that you come up with that everyone rolls their eyes at first. I'm gonna miss your rationale, your calmness, and your sense of stability and sanity that we all get from being in your presence, even when we're virtual. From the mountains of Colorado to our Tuesday one-on-ones that you never missed, even when Club 21 was wilding out, I appreciate you, Brady.
All right, Brady. Can you hear me now? All right, Brady. Well, you're taking the big jump, buddy. And just like anything else in life, it is roasting time for all of the great things that you have done and all of the positive things you have done. And as Gina said, all of the quirks that you have. So some folks may think that this is going to be a little cheesy, but the problem with that is that, and the thing about nacho cheese is it's nacho cheese. So, Brady, this is a little trip down memory lane and what we're having. And so one of the things I'd like to say is, what do you get when you get Jerry Ann, a laptop, and a table together? You get the first aid kit. Because Brady, one of the things that I know about you is I'm going to miss your little pencils. My massive hands, I can't imagine how I ever would write like this. But every day you would be whittling down and using this little pencil. And I think it amazed the kids. How did you do what you did? But you did it. And so the next thing I think that the kids will miss about you, or maybe not miss about you so much, Brady, is I can't tell you how many times the kids ran away from the fact that, please, Miss Kavan, don't let me drive with good old Brady, because Brady drives too slow. We're never going to get there on time. We can't handle it. Please, please, please. And so, Brady, I imagine the kids are going to miss you, but I imagine they won't miss the drives a little bit. And so, in thinking about it the other day and figuring out what I was going to say on this on this thing, I called up my good man Snoop and said, you know what? Remember that time Brady turned into B-Ferg? Remember his rapping career? I wonder how far that's going to go. Is he going to take it? Is he going to take it to the next level in his new job? Who only knows? And we know, Brady, you really love toast and you really love Toastmasters, and you're always good for a good old speech. And so putting it down there, charging everyone to be the better of themselves, to making sure that they are doing their best and being connected. You're always encouraging people to be the best of themselves. And so one of the things that I would say is that no matter what, you've always been a dependable guy. And so making sure that you are a friend indeed, Brady, making sure that you are connected, and you are absolutely a hard worker, making sure that you jump in and help the kids and stay connected. But past the jokes and past everything, you have been an excellent teammate. You were someone who jumped into the Kearns family and the Upward Bound family and gave 100% of your time. The kids knew that you loved them. The kids knew that you were connected. We all knew that you had our backs, and it is only right that you're going on to the next part of your fabulous life and making sure that others are connected and advocating for. And we know that you will be doing great things in the next realm, and you will always stay connected. And as we always talk about, you are upward bound and upward bound for life. So Brady, go off, do great things, be the great guy, the great man that you are, the great friend, the great teammate. And also remember that we all know that you can change the world and the power is yours.
Brady, the surprises are not over yet. First, I want to present you a message from various individuals wishing you well, sharing precious memories, reminiscing about all the ways you have impacted our lives. Tom, please. Okay. Brady, we have invited those that you have impacted and gotten to know during your time at Kearns to post a message to you on your very own Kudo board. You can read through these delightful messages at your leisure. I know that you can't see, well, you can see the board right now, actually, being displayed. But Catherine will also be sending an email to your personal email with a link to this wonderful Kudo board, which so many people have commented on, so that you can view later. Students, listen up. If you didn't know Brady was leaving until today,
Catherine will drop the link to the Kudo board in the YouTube chat. Please post a message for Brady and pass along to all your fellow peers. You will have until February 25th to post on this Kudo board, okay? So make sure you get it done. Make sure Brady feels the love, okay? All right. Second, that is not all, Brady. We put together a collection of money to provide you and your family with gift cards to 5 local vegan restaurants and bakeries. So awesome. Tom, please display the slide with all the places that Brady will be eating at soon. So we present you with gift cards from Swilberger's Playhouse, Misfit Donuts, because I know you like your sweets too, Red Fern, and Scratch Bake Shop. We hope that you feel spoiled with these vegan delights. Felicia will be releasing your e-gift cards to you to your personal email, well, right now. Brady, words continue to fail us when we try to express how great of an impact you have had on all of us individually, as a team, as an organization, and as a program. You can't put it into words. You can't put it into pictures. It's just too difficult. Your absence will truly be felt, truly. But your impact will, I can say with 100% certainty, will forever remain. The imprint that you've made on this program and people's lives. So thank you, Brady. And now we will present a picture and video reel of some of Brady's moments to close. Thank you all and have a wonderful night.